Okay, Diane, so what you're going to need is animal Lintex. You can buy them where they come in a hoof shape. There's a slick side that goes away from the body, of course, and then there's the soft, cottony side, and that's the side you put on the hoof surface. You need a baby diaper. This is really, really fun to buy a big thing of diapers to wrap feet with. Leave it on the counter so that when your boyfriend, husband, any man in your life sees this, he'll get really, really nervous. It's pretty funny. And then you need duct tape. This is Gorilla Tape. I really prefer duct tape, but I bought this, so I'm going to use it. And vet wrap is really kind of optional. It's not entirely necessary. This duct tape's really going to do the trick. But sometimes I put wrap on there just to kind of stabilize things before I go to wrapping with duct tape. But I don't use vet wrap all the time. This is how you make your hoof pad. You can only imagine what a disaster this could be, trying to duct tape something to a horse's foot, and they're not really wanting to hold still. So you lay out strips of your duct tape. Just tear it and lay them where they're just touching each other, about a ½ inch, I guess, right here, and make a little pad out of them, like so. Okay, so now we have this really cool pad of duct tape. Now there's this other thing, this is totally optional as well. This is insulation foam board. It's kind of like styrofoam, but styrofoam's going to collapse way too early. You can buy these in big sheets. It's, I don't know what that thickness is. It doesn't say on here, but I use this for a horse that's foundering, has foundered, during recovery of founder, or even if they're just sensitive footed, maybe they have a really, really nasty abscess. I put this on the foot. It will collapse, but not as quickly. It won't break up like styrofoam will, and it's really cheap. And it's kind of tedious to cut this shape out, but you don't have to make it perfect. I always make these bigger than the hoof I'm going to put them on, so that the hoof can rest on it, because this is going to slip. And if it slips any, then I haven't, the hoof isn't off of it, hopefully. Sometimes it is, not a big deal. But make this bigger, way bigger than the hoof. Not way bigger, but just a little bit bigger than the hoof you're putting it on. But again, it doesn't have to be perfectly shaped. And you can, if you want to, take duct tape and make yourself one of these little roundies like that. Put it on your pad like that, and you can take your animal Lintex and stick it to this pad, and then when you put this animal Lintex on the hoof, the pad is underneath it, and so the horse will actually stand on it just like this. I'm not going to do that though, because I don't want to ruin this pad. I really don't need it. I'm just going to make a video for you. But yeah, this is a really great option. So if your horse is super sensitive and you want to make him a boot that if he loses it in the pasture, it's not a big deal because it wasn't $100, and it's customized for his foot. You can put that animal Lintex pad on here, put this on. I usually stick this onto my duct tape first, and I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'll go ahead and put this on this horse's foot. So you take your duct tape pad and you put that on there. So if I use this pad, I'm not going to use this diaper. So I'm going to go ahead and take the pad off. Just thought about that. I'll take this pad off, and I'm going to show you how to diaper it. It's pretty much the same thing as if you use a pad, only you really don't need the diaper on there. I'm going to put this diaper on the hoof first, and then do a little vet wrap, and then put this duct tape pad. The great thing about these duct tape pads is hard to wear through in a couple of days. So I'll make a video for you. We're gonna, got a little patient over here. He's not really a patient. Oh, also, before I forget, you are gonna need some extra duct tape for kind of here and there on this horse's foot. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your leg, because sometimes I'll put extra duct tape around the toe. Go ahead and put some duct tape and just lay it on your leg. It's not going to lose sticky to the point that it's not usable. And it's, you know, some horses, when they hear this sound, they pull their leg back immediately and try to find out how to run away from you while you're trying to wrap their foot. It can get really messy. So put you as many strips as you need to on your leg and have those ready. Okay, let's go over here to our little patient. See if I can set this where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let me see your tootsie. Come on, let me see your foot. There we go. Okay, I think this is actually set pretty good. So you can put the foot between your legs if you want to. It's not entirely necessary. He's kind of not really wanting that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of take this diaper and find out where it can go, where you get a lot of bottom coverage. Turn it around. That's a little better. And stretch it out over your horse's foot. Of course, you've either put your pad on here, your animal Lintex pad on here already. That animal Lintex pad, you can dip it in hot water, warm water, and then put it on the foot if you're trying to draw out an abscess and you want to keep the environment moist but clean to encourage the hoof to be soft to draw out an abscess. On a horse that's had some foundering issues, changes in his coffin bone, I don't recommend getting that animal Lintex wet because you can oversaturate the sole, get it a little bit too soft, and make it easier for that bone to move within the hoof capsule. Kind of want to keep things pretty dry. Hold still, buddy. Hold still, buddy. You're doing good. Okay, so of course your little diaper is going to come with these little tabs. And it's important to keep in mind that you do not want to get a lot of tightness around like coronary band and ankle, and you don't want to cut off blood supply, but I'm going to show you a little trick just in case you've accidentally gotten things a little tight. So now if he pulls his foot away, this diaper's pretty well secured. Now I'm going to take my vet wrap, and you can really start anywhere. Sometimes I just kind of go around a little bit, just around the bulbs back here, so that, let's see, you can kind of catch it, and then around the toe, and you're going to have a little bubble right here. Don't worry about that. So you go around the heel bulbs, the toe. Now I'm going to go right over here, kind of hold it, and come across from like 10 or 11 o'clock to this heel bulb about 4 o'clock, and then go across, and then from this heel bulb to that. And it's not going to take much vet wrap. So there you go. So there's our vet wrap. Now we want to make, because if he just walks around on this, he's going to tear it at the toe. You're going to get dirt and debris, and it's going to be a mess. So that's where this is going to come in. You can just kind of lay it on there, secure it at the toe, secure it right here. This is really, really big for his foot, but that's okay. And then it really doesn't matter how messy this is. I try to be neat and wrap it up pretty, but you should see my Christmas presents. They're a disaster. So anyway, now you've just got yourself a good pad. Now here's a part where sometimes I like to get a little bit of this involved. I might come like from here to here. I'm going from toe across the foot, making an X. You can lay this over the hoof and just kind of secure things, and then you can take this across the back of the hoof to secure everything. And there is your hoof pad. And that's all there is to it. Just kind of push it around, really customize it to his hoof. And this can really stay on there for a couple of days. If it gets really, really wet outside, I might cut it off and take a look at what's in there. Or, you know, if it's been 2 days and you just want to change it, this is going to keep his hoof really, really clean while he's trying to recover from where he's got white line or seedy toe or whatever he's got going on. I'm going to set it down and I'm going to show you a little trick on just in case you got things too tight through here. So let me get my little knife. Oh, this is like the rustiest knife ever, but it's not really all that sharp. That broke off. This is like tetanus just waiting to happen. Anyway, so let me get this camera where it's gonna set. Let me just set it on my leg. So we want to check for snugness here. Like, I've really got a lot of space. I can move my finger around. I don't feel like anything's too tight. I do feel like it's a little tight up here at the coronary band. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my material away and just make kind of a sideways. I don't want to go towards the leg. I want to do like a sideways little cut. And then come over here and do a sideways little cut. And the reason I do it sideways is because if he moves or anything like that, my knife is going away from his leg. It's not going towards his leg. If I were coming at him and he moved, I could accidentally jab him. This knife is really pretty dull. It's pretty hard to cut anything. So you have to put a lot of pressure on, pull on anything that you want to cut and encourage it to slice. So anyway, you can just kind of make these little cuts anywhere you need to. Back here, if anything back here was too snug, I could just kind of come in here and make a little cut and just make some little V cuts, to keep it loose where you're not inhibiting any blood flow down into the hoof and around the hoof. But, it is secure because the heel bulbs stick out so far. I just want it to be where I can get down in there. So anyway, this is how you can do that. This also makes a good soak boot. You can buy those soak boots, and good luck getting anything in there except for a triple-eyed hoof. Sometimes I'll make these little hoof pads like this and put it on a horse, and then I'll pour like white lightning in there and then put them in a stall and just let them slosh around with some white lightning and vinegar in this this kind of contained duct tape boot, and that works out for me a whole lot better than shoving their feet in those rubber boots that never really fit. But, I'll go ahead and show you how I take this off. So, in a couple days, if it hasn't already, come off in the pasture, which sometimes I find these in the pasture. Again, I want to cut sideways of the horse's leg, not towards the leg. And just like I was making those little cuts, I'm just going to kind of cut. A lot of times I won't even cut the diaper. I'll just cut, this camera, there we go. I'll just cut just keep an eye on what you're cutting. And just cut your duct tape and maybe your vet wrap. Just kind of moving around a little bit. I like to cut at the front so that if I were to make a mistake with a knife, I'm going to hit hoof wall and not sensitive stuff. And you can really just kind of cut you a little spot like that, and then pick up your foot. it should be pretty easy just to take all of this off. So anyway, that is my little instructional, and I hope this helps you and makes it a whole lot easier to help you. God, I do not want to do a selfie right now. Let's just look at my Velcro where I stick some horse boots on the wall. You do not want to see me right now. No makeup. I look really, really bad right now. So anyway, let's look at the horse. How about that? Here he is. He's got a little messed up back leg. It's kind of swollen. He got in a little wreck in the stall at one of the shows. Anyway, so I hope this helps you. And you know, if I literally sometimes I can leave those boots on there for 4 or 5 days, just until they fall off. But anytime I feel like, you know, God, there might be something going on in there, I want to take a look, you know, it's really inexpensive to take just time consuming to make another boot. But I think this will really help your horse. Take those shoes off and just doctor his feet until that white line and any infection in his hoof is gone. And anyway, I look forward to seeing you at the next barrel race, and I can't wait to see the big healthy changes in your horse's feet. Talk to you later.